Benvenuti a tutti. Welcome everyone to our Italian Heritage Month celebration at City Hall. I'd like to thank the Mayor's Office of Protocol, the Consulate General of Italy, and the San Francisco Assisi Sister City Committee and my office for organizing this special event. And before we begin, I'd like to call up a dear friend and treasured member of our Italian community to sing the national anthems of Italy and the United States, Maria Pignatti.
Since we have already sung the Italian national anthem on the balcony for the raising of the flag, I will be singing the Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly beheld at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming on the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Brava, brava, that was amazing. I think I have some fellow supervisors to recognize at this point. Supervisor Mandelman, I saw him here, and Supervisor Joel Engardio, who is half Italian, which made me like him even more, Sicilian. Thank you for being here. I don't think I saw it, and I know we have some Italian commissioners with us, Commissioner Jason Pellegrini, we have Larry Mazzola Jr. and Tony DeLorio, and if I've missed anyone, I'm sorry, but welcome to today's celebration. As a proud Italian American and a member of our incredible Italian community here in San Francisco, today's celebration has been something I have been dreaming about since I took the oath of office. When I think about why it's so important for me to honor my Italian heritage, I think about what all of you do, my family, and those who came here and made so many sacrifices and worked hard to make the life that we are living today possible. I think about my great-grandfather, Carlo Stefani, born into poverty in Lucca, Italy, one of 13 children to feed. He left for the U.S. in 1892 and ended up in the Central Valley working various jobs. In 1906, he read an article by A.P. Giannini in a San Francisco newspaper written in Italian requesting, oh, and President Peskin has arrived. Thank you, President, for being here. In 1906, he read an article by A.P. Giannini in a San Francisco newspaper written in Italian requesting laborers to come to the city to help clean up and rebuild it after the devastating earthquake and subsequent fires that destroyed much of the city. He jumped at the chance and worked and lived here for a couple of years, helping other Italians rebuild the city. At this point, I want to recognize my family too, John and Diane Kuja and John Roshkob, all descendants from Carlo, and I know that we are so proud of our Italian family, and I can't thank you enough for being here. Italian Americans have left an indelible mark on San Francisco's history. We all owe a great deal of gratitude to Italian immigrants and Italian American individuals, families, and communities who have made innumerable contributions to our city's culture, landscape, and history. In fact, San Francisco is named for St. Francis of Assisi, an Italian Catholic friar whose compassion for service to all living beings led him to act as a champion for those in extreme poverty. And we know St. Francis's prayer, "Make me a channel of your peace," is something I know that many of us are praying daily, especially during these very difficult times. Italian Americans have had a long presence in San Francisco. When the first Italian immigrants arriving in the early 1800s, Italian immigrants who settled in San Francisco from the gold rush through the 1880s built a strong economic foundation in the Bay Area and Northern California in the trades such as fishing, agriculture, restauranteering, culinary acts, winemaking, and merchantry. One such Italian merchant to settle in the area in 1847 was Domenico Ghirardelli, the owner and operator of a confectionery which introduced visitors and residents to Italian sweets and chocolate. Ghirardelli Square remains today as one of the top economic centers and tourist destinations in San Francisco and in my district, District 2. In the 1850s, Italian Jesuit priests Father Nobili and Father Accolti founded the University of San Francisco. And after the devastation caused by the 1906 earthquake and fire, the city's Italian-American community banded to rebuild homes, businesses, and streets. The resilience and work ethic of the Italian-American community led to a rapid recovery from the disaster. And we can't mention the 1906 earthquake without mentioning A.P. Giannini, the founder of the Bank of Italy. He set up a desk from 2 barrels and a wooden plank at Fisherman's Wharf to help provide Italian Americans with financial resources to overcome hardship. Giannini believed that financial institutions should first serve the individual, and he brought the first network of branch banking into communities and neighborhoods. Giannini's network and institution expanded to what we know today as the Bank of America. The Bank of Italy was actually the first to allow women to open and manage their own account without the involvement of their husbands, so he was a very wise Italian man and ahead of his time. The city's reputation as a vibrant, world-renowned center of arts is built upon a foundation of contribution by Italian artists, singers, dancers, filmmakers, and philanthropists. For example, Gaetano Morola led the establishment of the city's first resident opera company in 1923. Sorry about that. His leadership and collaboration with other community members led to the creation of the San Francisco Opera Association, which stands today as the oldest surviving opera company on the West Coast. We just celebrated 100 years of the San Francisco Opera at the Grand Ball on Saturday. Gaetano also connected with city leaders and residents to construct the War Memorial Opera House during the Great Depression as a monument to San Francisco's veterans of the First World War. San Francisco has also inspired the nation with great Italian-American athletes, such as baseball's Joe DiMaggio, Don DiMaggio, Tony Lazzari, and Frank Corsetti. And I'm not supposed to mention that they played for the New York Yankees, but that's why my dad grew up a Yankees fan, but we love the Giants. Perhaps some of the biggest contributions Italian Americans have made in San Francisco are in public service, policymaking, and political leadership. 3 Italian American mayors have led San Francisco through momentous times. Mayor Angelo Rossi, the first mayor of 100% Italian descent to manage a major U.S. city, presided over the building of the Golden Gate and Bay Bridges. Mayor Joseph Alioto steered the city through the Cultural Revolution of the 1960s and the 1970s and through major capital projects such as BART, the Embarcadero Center, and the Transamerica Pyramid. Mayor George Moscone fought to keep the San Francisco Giants in the city and left a legacy of promoting tolerance and acceptance of individuals from all walks of life. Congressman, of course, Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi became the first woman to serve as Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives in 2007. Each October, the Italian Heritage Parade celebrates and recognizes the accomplishments and culture of all Italians and Italian Americans. The parade remains the oldest in the nation, celebrating its 155th anniversary on Sunday. And I'd like to recognize our Grand Marshals. We had retired Judge Claude D. Parasso, a distinguished legal mind born and raised in the Marina District, who is represented today by his son, Claude Parasso Jr. We also had Tony Gemignani, who can't be here today, but I think you all know he's a world-class pizza acrobat who has popularized traditional pizza napolitana internationally, and whose dedication to his craft has brought new life to North Beach. And of course, we had Honorary Grand Marshal Dr. Anthony Fauci, thanks to Mayor Breed, bringing him to the city and giving him the key to the city, which I'm sure she'll mention. And I'd now like to introduce my friend, Mayor London Breed, for making today possible. When I told her I wanted to do this, when I told her I really wanted to bring the Italians into this beautiful building, in City Hall, and the building that I love coming to work to every day, when I wanted you all to know what you've given to the city and that we remember your contributions, Mayor Breed said, of course we're going to do that. So at this point in time, I'd love to bring up Mayor Breed.
Thank you so much, Supervisor Catherine Stefani, for your hard work, your leadership, and really your ability to bring people together. And let me also express to each and every one of you who are here, thank you for your understanding last week when this particular celebration was supposed to be held in City Hall, the day that we gave Dr. Fauci the key to the city. We had to make some adjustments because of the loss of our former mayor, former Senator Dianne Feinstein. And this community really showed so much support, so much understanding, and we want to just express our appreciation to each and every one of you for your understanding and allowing us to come together today to celebrate Italian Heritage Month, the month of October, in our City Hall. Yours and mine. Thank you to the La Scuola and to Carlos for bringing the wonderful, amazing talents of these young people who are playing very traditional Italian music to ensure that the next generation is holding on to those very time-honored traditions. Nowadays, we see music being made by machines and artificial intelligence. It's always so nice to hear live music and to just really hear it echo in the chambers of City Hall. Most people don't know I'm really a big opera fan. And in fact, I had the opportunity a couple years back to go to Sicily, and I stumbled on a small city called Taormina. And I was looking at all these people, they were going up the gondola, and I'm like, where is everyone going? They were all dressed up. They were on their way to the Greek theater. And guess who was performing? I didn't even know until I got there. It was Andrea Bocelli. There were three of us. We walked up to because everyone's like, no, it's all sold out. We walked up to the counter, and guess how many tickets were left? 3, right smack dab in the front row, right in the middle. Can you imagine an experience like that? And just to hear his amazing voice, even if it's not in a language I speak, the thing that brings us together is the sound, the music, the feeling, the emotion. It's why it feels so great to be here with each and every one of you to celebrate Italian heritage in San Francisco. You know, Supervisor Stefani talked a lot about just the history. And we know that the Italian community immigrated to San Francisco back in 1840, and most immigrants came through Fisherman's Wharf and Telegraph Hill and some of our great neighborhoods that surround the area of now what is North Beach, also known as Little Italy, where you have an opportunity to appreciate some of the best food anywhere. Pizza and pasta and things that from my perspective, yes, it's good in Italy, but folks here in San Francisco have taken it to the next level. And I'm really, Council General is looking like, I don't know, Mayor, I don't know. You know, it's why you don't want to leave here, do you? Yes. But San Franciscans and just what we have created in this city and how you can look at any, whether it's banking and being revolutionary and providing, I mean, at the time when Bank of America did offer checking accounts to women, it was absolutely unheard of. Can you imagine a time where women couldn't control their own finances? It was technically against the law. So it was a bold step, a progressive step. And it just reminds us how special San Francisco is. And what makes it special is our Italian community who helped really to build this city up to what it is today. As Catherine Stefani mentioned, you can see it from labor. We got Mazzola and Tony Delario and others who are here with us today in terms of building the city, folks in finance and all parts, in the art and culture, you name it, including my alma mater, University of San Francisco, which was formerly St. Ignatius. Many Italians came together to create this university as a Jesuit university to promote San Francisco in an inclusionary way. So when you think about, you can't talk about San Francisco without talking about the extraordinary accomplishments of what helped to build this city, from our elected leaders to, yes, our famous baseball player, Joe DiMaggio and others. Didn't he get married to Marilyn Monroe in San Francisco City Hall? Yes, he played there, but his heart was still in San Francisco. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here today and continuing to make sure that really important traditions, whether it's the Italian Heritage Parade or the many celebrations that happen around it, the flag raising and others, that we continue to remind San Francisco of the legacy of the Italian American community and how when we come together, we are stronger, because each and every one of us represents an important fabric of what has brought San Francisco together to be what I know is an extraordinary city and will be for decades to come. So thank you all so much. Before I take my, I would say seat, but we're very limited on seating today. I want to just thank the chair of the San Francisco Assisi Sister City Committee, Richard Armanano. I want to thank Paul Tonelli, the president of the Italian Heritage Celebration. You did an extraordinary job, Paul, so thank you so much for this weekend. And our Council General, who really is, an amazing person, and I don't think he ever wants to leave San Francisco. He's having such a good time. He and his husband and his children are just loving everything about this city. We're so grateful to have you. And at this time, I want to present you with a proclamation officially declaring the month of October Italian Heritage Day and Month in San Francisco. Thank you.
Mayor, let me see it again. It's true.
It's month.
Yeah. So we're going to have another event next week, probably. What about that?
You can have one today, tomorrow, because clearly we like to have a good time, don't we?
And Italy is always about good time and enjoying life, as you know. You've been there. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor, dear Supervisor, dear friends of the Italian American community in San Francisco, let me start by thanking Mayor London Breed very, very much for today's occasion. This is, let me say, a very wonderful, special, and highly perceived, felt thing in the Italian-American community. You've opened up the doors of the City Hall to the Italian-American community, and we'd be always very grateful to you for what you've done and for being so close to the community of San Francisco. You are close to all communities, but let me say, you have a special relationship with the Italian-American community. We are very proud of that. Thank you so much. Also because, and I'm addressing the community, you must know, that Mayor London Breed, the Chief of Protocol, Maria Muduroglu, the supervisor, the staff of the City Hall, are right now awfully busy. They're having so many events for the consular co-op community. They're facing, in a few weeks, the APEC Summit, which is a very big challenge for the city, gathering here a lot of leaders and head of states from all around the world, and especially Asia. So I know what it costed you to organize this, so thank you very much. It's sincere, really. We feel it. Thank you. And on my side, I just would like to touch 2 points. First one, who is here representing the Italian-American community? And second is a recall to what President Biden has said, talking about the Italian heritage in the United States. I'm I have to say, we sent out the invitation together with your staff, and I'm amazed to see how great the representation of the Italian-American community is today. We are seeing, you're seeing, Mayor London Breed, the historical Italian community of San Francisco, those whose parents, fathers, mothers, great-grandfathers probably, I do everyday citizenships, starting from late 19th century, getting back to those who arrived at Ellis Island, not even before getting to San Francisco. And I know how many sacrifices those hard workers, miners, that was the community, seamen, fishermen, made to have their family have a better life. And many of them made it through the way to San Francisco. And you see how prosperous the Italian community is here together with American friends and all the communities of your city. And this is the best sign of what United States are about and what San Francisco and California is about. And let me just mention a few, let's say, organizations. We have on the cultural side, we have the wonderful presence of our students from the music class, and Maestro Carlo is here, as you mentioned. Thank you very much for appreciating them. This is an excellency of Italy. This La Scuola is an Italian school which has 3 places in 3 locations in San Francisco right now, Mission and Dog Patch, and plus 1 in Palo Alto just opened. And it's an Italian presence, obviously mixed with American excellencies. And these excellencies talking about the Reggio Emilia model in teaching, in education, which is a fantastic one. Helping children to grow themselves, not only being directed by teachers. And that's very fantastic. I thank you very much for what you did. That was wonderful. Bravissimi. We have the director of the Museo Italo-Americano, Sandra Magnatori. Thank you for being here. We have a representative of the Italian-American community of North Beach and Little Italy, the San Francisco Italian Athletic Club, Nick Figone, Bill Mastrangelo. We have Tony Passanisi on the board. We have a representative of the really long-term Italian association which made great this city. The great city is today. We have a representative of the business community. Let me mention the CEO of Bon Appetit Management, Fedele Bauccio Cavaliere. I'm sorry, it was decorated. Thank you for what you do for the Italian community. We have a lot of entrepreneurs, and not only the historical community growing in the United States, but also the newcomers, the new Italians immigrated here in the past recent years. Let me just mention, for example, Andrea Carcon is the CEO of Nozomi Networks, who is a scale-up, a unicorn, I would say. Can we say that? No, we can't yet. No. All right, I'm sorry. I get it back. I don't want to, bring bad luck to Andrea. We are talking about security, cybersecurity. We have representative of innovation and tech companies. We have the representative in Silicon Valley and San Francisco of the large Italian corporates who are present here, like energy companies, Enel and Eni. Thank you for being here. So we have a mixed cultural restaurants representative. So the CEO, you mentioned it, Richard Armanino, the greatest friend of the greatest representative of the Italian community, CEO of Italfood. And another association, which is the members elected by the Italian community committees, the president, Massimo Costetti, is here. The historical Italian community service is here. Thank you so much for being here, Viria. I could go on mentioning all of that. And your staff, actually, Carlo Ballare. Well, you stole from the consulate, actually. But he's so good, so he deserves it. So thank you very much for being here. Giacomo. Zviek is the business association. Baia is the second one. Serena is here. Giacomo is the president of Zviek, who was founded by an amazing Italian gentleman in San Francisco, Jeff Capaccio, whose memory I would like to honor with a big applause from you. He died 2 years ago. You would have been tremendously happy to be here with Mayor London Breed to celebrate. And let me end up by reminding the proclamation of President Biden on Columbus Day and Italian heritage. It's amazing. It doesn't need any comment. Today we celebrate all the Italian Americans whose courage and character reflect and help define our nation. In 1891, 11 Italian Americans were murdered in one of the largest mass lynchings in our nation's history. In the wake of this horrific attack, President Benjamin Harrison established Columbus Day in 1892. For so many people across our country, that first day was a way to honor the lives that had been lost and to celebrate the hope, possibilities, and ingenuity Italian Americans have contributed to our country since before the birth of our republic. These are stories of simple people, poor people starting the community here, leaving everything they knew and loved behind them for the promise of opportunity in the United States. Italian Americans are educators, service members, doctors, engineers, artists, government officials, and leaders and innovators in every field. The Italian American community is also a source, let me remind this as a representative of Italy, is also a source of strength for our nation enduring relationship with Italy, an essentially NATO ally and partner in the European Union. Together we are working to address the challenge of our time, especially supporting the people of Ukraine in these very tremendous times. Today we honor all the Italian Americans who never walked away from our fundamental creed and rights, and who for generations have helped realize the full promise of our great nation. In commemoration of Christopher Columbus' historic voyage, 531 years ago, the Congress, as requested the President, proclaimed the second Monday of October of each year as Columbus Day. And now, therefore, I, Joseph Biden, President of the United States, do hereby proclaim October 9, 2023 as Columbus Day. Let me add, we are extremely grateful to you, Mayor London Breed, for extending this celebration to the whole month of October with an Italian heritage, which we are very proud of. And we extend not only to Italians, but to American friends and all the communities who are parading with us, from the Chinese to the Latinos to the Fleet Week representative at the Italian parade on Sunday. Thank you for being there again. Grazie a tutti, and thank you, Mayor London Breed, again.
Thank you, Consul General. We're almost done. I want to bring up someone who always makes me laugh, Paul Tonelli, a Bay Area Hall of Fame broadcaster. You might hear him on Lamont and Tonelli in the mornings on 107.7 on The Bone. I listened this morning, my daughter on the way to Sacred Heart Cathedral. I know, I've learned that lesson, thank you. He's also, during the 49er games, you can hear him at Levi Stadium as the announcer. So he's the current president of the Italian Heritage Celebration Committee, responsible for the 155th Italian Heritage Parade and all the festivities leading up to it. Paul Tonelli, come on up.
Thank you, Supervisor, and thanks especially for your help and your support, not only during this time of the year with the parade and everything we need to get done, but with your support of the Italian community throughout the year and the way you represent us within the city government of San Francisco. It's invaluable. Thank you. I think we have set a Guinness World Record for the use of vowels and surnames here today. And I know we need to get to the reception, but a lot of thanks to go around. Mayor Breed, we have a connection in USF. I did not graduate there, but it did not play a part of my 10-year, college career. But my great uncle was president of USF in the early 1900s, 1912 to 1915. Albert Travelli, S.J., was the president, so we have that connection. Would also like to thank the mayor for the support of the city in the parade, not just this year, but every year. It cannot be done without the mayor's support that you so generously provide, but all the services within the city. So Mayor, thank you so much for coordinating, and of course, Supervisor Stefani and the support of Supervisor Peskin in our district in North Beach. Thank you very much for your help every single year in helping us get things done and accomplish the parade. There's a lot of parts involved. It went very well this year. I think the mayor coming through the parade held the fog off right off of Point Reyes there. It just sat. I was looking at it all day going, please. And it didn't come in until late in the day, and everything came off. And it was a great day in the city. In fact, we like to call the Italian Heritage Day Parade the best day of the year in San Francisco. Sunshine, blue skies nearly every year, except last year. The business is out, people are out enjoying Italian food, a little bit of red wine possibly, and the festive atmosphere is palpable. And it is just a fantastic day, and we have the city to thank for that. Not just our representatives, but the departments of the city as well. San Francisco Police, San Francisco Fire, not just on the day, but leading up to it. All the planning that goes on in coordination with SFPD and San Francisco Fire, as well as the Department of Public Works, SFMTA and the street closures and traffic guidance, and of course the Park and Rec Department. We have Larry Mazzola here from the Park and Rec Commission, and their help coordinating with Washington Square Park is invaluable every year. And Richard Armanino, your help coordinating with City Hall and the Italian community is indispensable. Thank you for your help. We appreciate it. We've heard about A.P. Giannini. Well, almost 110 years ago, he was known for something else. He was one of the co-founders of something called the Italian Welfare Association that was established in 1915 and helped Italians come into America and get them situated. Whatever they needed, the Italian Welfare Association was there to assist them. Now, it's known as Italian Community Services. 108 years old, located on Green Street. We have representatives here today of the ICS as they head into their 109th year providing services for Italians in San Francisco. Thank you very much. And finally, we need to thank our sponsors, of course, A.P. Giannini and Claudia Cipollina with B of A. They are our title sponsor. The parade is not a reality without the assistance and sponsorship of Bank of America, the old Bank of Italy. And they step up to the plate every single year to help get it done. And years ago, they actually saved the parade from kind of fading off into the sunset. And it's through the help of our friend Claudio Cipollina who has single-handedly kind of kept this thing going. So thank you very much to Claudio. As mentioned before, our partnership with the San Francisco Italian Athletic Club Foundation and Nick Fagoni, who's here today. And then sponsorships with Galotti Brothers and Lettieri Foods and Etal Foods with Richard Armanino. The thanks just go all the way around. So it's been a pleasure to be the president this year. Thank you for having us here today. Catherine, thanks for getting the entire ceremony together. It's been a terrific experience. Very important that we pass this along and make other people aware of it, especially our relatives and descendants, to make sure that they're a part of this every single year. So it continues to grow and it continues to just flourish. And La Scuola, thank you again. You performed at our ball on Saturday night. You guys are fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. I do want to acknowledge, too, the board members of the San Francisco Italian Heritage Celebration. If you are here, just raise your hand. We're very grateful for what you were able to pull off this Sunday and in all the events leading up to it. We have many events to celebrate Italian Heritage Month. And thank you, Mayor Breed, for the proclamation and for everyone for all that you do for the Italian community. This is a special day. One we are going to continue and make an annual event as far as I'm concerned. And I want to again thank you to La Scuola. My daughter attended the preschool there, and I just am so grateful for all that you do and for remembering your Italian heritage. Thank you so much. And I think we're going to conclude with our accordion player, George Campi, and then we are going to celebrate like all good Italians do. So thank you, everyone. Grazie mille for coming.